Alright, and welcome to another awesome video by yours truly. Okay, we're gonna talk about, well, we're gonna continue talking about volume. As you can see, there's examples of what the equation is for a rectangular prism and triangular prism, and the pyramids. Okay, so the first one there, it says there, Phil bought a block of cheese in the shape of a rectangular prism. So automatically I know it's a rectangular prism, and so that's what I'm going to look for, a rectangular prism. Measuring 8 inches by 4 inches by 2 inches. So you have a rectangular prism. Okay, so think, a rectangular prism. Okay, that means when you're doing the formula, you have to think they're a rectangular prism. I'm going to draw me a rectangular prism. Okay, so I'm going to put there, okay. This would be a rectangular prism. Okay, and it says that it measures 8 inches by 4 inches by 2. So 8 inches by 4 inches by 2. Okay, this is a piece of cheese, a block of cheese. You're gonna cut, look what it says there, cut 4 pieces of cheese. So you're gonna cut 4 pieces of cheese. It says there, he cut 4 pieces of cheese off the block. So he's gonna make cuts, but he's gonna cut them in measuring. He's gonna cut little pieces measuring. Let me make a small one. Okay. So he's making small cuts. He's cutting it from here. And then they're gonna measure 2 by 3 by 1. So 2 by 3 by 1. Okay. So he's gonna cut 4 of these pieces. Number 4. This is just one of them. Well, this is how much total cheese he has. Well, if I'm looking for the volume, I'm gonna use this equation because it's a prism. It tells you right there, a rectangular prism. Well, it's the same thing like you learned in a previous grade. Well, I can say length times width times height. So then length times width times height. So length times width times height. That gives you the total volume. So this one would be 8 times 4 times 2, which is 32, which is 64. Okay, 64. We're using inches, so it's cubic inches. And this one is 3 times 2, 6 times 1, which is 6 cubic inches. Okay, you're cutting 4 of these pieces. So 4 pieces that measure 6 cubic inches each. And you have a total of this much cheese. The question is, how much of the block is left? So once you know how much is left, well, that word left means subtract. Okay, that means subtract. Now, I didn't give you the answer, but I think I gave you enough information to solve the problem. Okay. Number 2 there, Janelle bought a shelving unit in the shape of a rectangular prism measuring 6 feet by 3 feet by 1 foot. So again, you have a prism. Okay, I'm going to draw myself a prism here. The best I can. Okay, we have a prism. It measures 6 by 3 by 1. So 6 by 3 by 1. Okay. You have a shelf that measures this. You have a shelving unit made up of cubes. So you have little cubes that measure 1.5 by 1.5 by 1. Okay. They want to know how many of these will fit in here. So then you're going to put these in here. You're going to stack them up. You're going to stack these up in here. Well, how many will fit? So again, you use this equation because it's a prism. But since it's a rectangular prism, I can say length times width times height. And I can get the answer. Okay, so how many of these fit in there is what you want to know. You have to find the volume of each one first. Okay, number 3 there. Porter has a tent in the shape of a triangular prism. Again, it tells you it's a prism. So we're going to use the equation volume equals the area of the base times the height. Remember, the capital B stands for the area of the base. Okay, so area of the base is the capital B. Okay, area of the base. And so now I have to think there, okay, well, the area, the base, because it's a triangular prism, my base is a triangle. So actually the capital B is the base times height divided by 2 times the height of the prism. And so now it says there, the front of the tent is in the shape of a triangular with a base length of 8 feet and height of 6 feet. The width of the tent is 10.5 feet. Holbrook has a tent with the dimensions shown below. Okay, so this is Holbrook's tent. And we need to find the front of the tent. Okay, so we need to find the Porter's tent. So Porter has a tent like this. So I'll draw Porter's as best as I can. Okay, and so we have another tent over here. And so think there we have another, okay, kind of like that. And so now his measures, Porter's measures 8 feet and 6. So this is 8 and the height is 6 coming down this way. And then the length is, or the width, and the width is 10.5. Okay. Well, the width is the same as the height of a prism, of a triangular prism. Okay. And so think there, what is the difference in volume? They want you to find the volume, the difference of it. That means they want you to subtract. So this word difference means subtract. Well, I need the perfect subtract. So I'm going to subtract. So difference means subtract. And so now I think there, okay, how do you find the volume of each one? Well, base times height divided by 2. So then base, if this is 4, base times height, so then I'm going to put there 4 times 5.5 divided by 2 times the width or the height of the prism, which is 6. And then on this one, 8 times 6 divided by 2 times 10.5. Okay, so you get this answer, and then you're gonna do this because you find the difference. So do that and you find the difference. Okay. Okay. Next one there. Shed A has a length of 6 feet, width 6 feet, and a height of 8 feet. Shed B has a length of and width twice as long as shed A, but has the same height. What is the volume of shed B? Okay, so we have one shed. It says width, length, width, and height. So obviously we're dealing with a shed that's it's a rectangular prism. So obviously we're gonna use this. Okay, so he has 2 sheds. So I'm gonna draw myself 2 sheds. Okay, one is 6 by 8, 6 by 6 by 8. So 6 by 6 by 8. The other, this is shed A. Shed B has a length and width twice as long as shed A. So twice as long would be what, 12, and the same height. Find the volume. Well, you can also say this here: volume is length times width times height. So length times width times height, and you get the answer. Okay, easy. Okay, number 6 there. What is the missing side of the pyramid? What they're giving you the volume, so they're saying the volume is 1,026 cubic inches. Well, it's a pyramid, so pyramid, we use this one. We use this equation, and it's a rectangular pyramid because I can see there's a rectangle here at the base. Okay, that's a rectangle, and so we're going to use this equation. We have to divide by 3. Okay, well, it's the same thing as saying, or length times width times height divided by 3. So they're telling you the length and the width. Look, they're telling you this is 18. This is 18. So they're saying 18 times 18 times the height divided by 3 has to give you 1,026. So what you got to figure out is 18 times 18 times one of these, and then divide by 3, and it has to give you this number. Okay? So 18 times 18 times one of these choices divided by 3 has to give you 1,026. That's how you do that one. Okay? Number 7 there, Rex bought a rectangular box of tissues measuring 9 inches by 5 inches by 4 inches. Each tissue has a volume of 0.25 cubic inches. So you have a rectangular box. That means you have a prism. That means you have this. So let's say you have a rectangular prism. Okay. A box of tissues. It measures 9 inches by 5 by 4. So 9 by 5 by 4. Okay, and then you have tissues. So think of a box of tissues like this one, you know. It's just a box of tissues. Okay, so think of a box of tissues. Okay, there's a volume for this tissue. Okay, let me see if I can. Okay, there it goes. So this is your box of tissues. Okay, see, length, width, and height. Okay, they want to know how many of these tissues, because if you look at the tissues, these tissues also have a length, they have a width, and they actually have thickness, which is the height. So they want to know how many of these will fit inside the box. Okay, don't worry, I'm not going to put that tissue back. Okay, and so that's what they want to find out. And so then you have to figure out first, well, what's the volume of here? Well, how do you find the volume of this guy? If it's you can use volume equals length times width times height. So think there. Length times width times height gives you the volume of how many the total volume, and then you have here 0.25 cubic inches. That means that 0.25 cubic inches. Each napkin measures 0.25 cubic inches. Okay, how many of these fit in here? Okay, how many will go in there first? So you got to find the total volume and then see how many of these will fit in there. Okay. Number 8, Samuel used clay to make a diorama of the pyramids in ancient Egypt. So he made 2 triangular pyramids and 3 rectangular pyramids. So obviously you're going to use the volume equals area of the base times the height divided by 3, because they're pyramids. And so think there, this capital B is that right here. It's telling you what the capital B is. So it's telling you, okay, 14, it's telling you the height divided by 3. So it's telling you they did the work for you. Because it says they're square centimeters. So that means they did the work for you. They actually did all the work for you. They're just telling you, okay, that's 14 times 6 divided by 3 gives you the volume of one of the rectangular pyramids. Same thing for this one. 12 times 7 divided by 3. They did the work for you. You don't have to divide by 2 or nothing like that. They did it for you. So now you have 3 of these and 2 of these. Okay? So how much clay did he use to create all the pyramids? So find the volume of each one, and you're going to do 3 of them, and you do 2 of those. And then you add them up, and then you'll find out the total volume. Or, I'm sorry, all the total clay you used, which is the same as finding the volume for all 5 pyramids. Because you had 3 rectangular pyramids and 2 triangular pyramids. So that's 5 total pyramids. How much clay did he use for all 5 pyramids? This will give you the volume for 1 pyramid, the volume for 1 triangular pyramid, 1 rectangular pyramid. Okay, number 9 there. This is what is this called? This is called 2 bases that are triangles. They're right there. That's a triangular prism. So it's one of these, like this one, triangular prism. 2 bases that are triangles. Okay, and so then I look there, I know this is the volume is equal to the area of the base times the height. No divide by 3 because it's a prism. But I know my base, or the area of the base, happens to be a triangle, so then I know I have to base times height divided by 2 times the height. And so I think they're okay. They must meet at a right angle, and that's why you have this little rectangle there. They make perpendicular lines, or they meet at a 90-degree angle. And so I'm going to put there, okay, 12 times 9 divided by 2 times the height must equal, it tells you right there, look, cubic centimeters. So I did 810. Okay. So the height, your height is one of these. So one of those numbers goes in here. So 12 times 9 divided by 2 times one of these will give you the 810. That's what you got to figure out. Okay. Okay, the volume, again, the same thing here. The volume of a triangular pyramid, you have volume equals the area of the base times height divided by 3. You know it's triangular pyramid, so if we look at the picture there, look, the base is a triangle, so that means the capital B is a triangle. To find the area of this triangle, you have to base times height divided by 2 times the height divided by 3. Okay, well, it says there that the volume of the is 10, so that means that equals 10. So you got to figure out, okay, the base is a right triangle with a length of 4 inches and a height of 3. So they're telling you this is 4, this is 3 times the height divided by 3. So 4 times 3 divided by 2 times something, and then divided by 3, that gives you 10. You have to figure out what that is. All right, and hopefully this has helped you. Adios.